All right, I'm starting.
So I was like, oh, I'm
Three,
out. I'm done with this.
one,
I'm done with go.
go.
You said you were gonna start. What are you doing?
Right. We
had to shut that.
I was
now you gotta go.
I was looking
Episode
at
96. Here we are.
97.
Welcome
97.
to Pizza Hut Betrayal.
Right.
101.
97.
I was looking at Cicero's face. I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, we had to hold it in. We're sitting here.
Right. We're professionals.
Yeah.
What are you
We
supposed
heard
to
the
what are you doing
countdown, and
over
we're
here?
like, yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Right.
Anyway,
do.
welcome to Test Your Might. My name is Mike. This is episode 97. And these two bozos, we got Cicero Holmes and Justin. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. I like if we're the bozos, you're the clown driving the car. So we're in the Volkswagen Bug.
I'm okay.
Yeah, Cicero can be Bozo. I'm Pennywise. Deal with it.
There you go.
Hey,
He's
I'm
got
cool
the
with
red
that.
balloon.
At least I'll know what a turkey is when I see it when I'm driving.
That's
Anyway.
real. That's
Yeah.
real inside
Shots
baseball.
fired.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
inside baseball.
So many shots.
All right, today on the show, we are going to be discussing Goat Simulator 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and much more. But first, let me give you a little bit of housekeeping. If you are listening to us on a podcatcher of choice, please leave us a review. Apple Podcasts is the best place to do that. We would love to read the review on the show, so let us know how we're doing. If you are on Spotify, go over to the mobile app only, and you can leave us a 5-star review there as well. If you're on YouTube, obviously, comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the topics today. Let us know what you thought about the show, as well as hit that subscribe button. You could find us at What the Fun Pod on YouTube and watch our friendly faces as we debate and host and talk about video games.
Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You know all the YouTube stuff.
Do the drill. All right.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Challenge.
Yeah, challenge. Yeah.
Oh, wrong drill.
What?
Right. Wrong drill.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right.
There is just a couple of things. Is a
Peterbilt.
tribute. All right, there is a tribute to Kevin Conroy from none other than Cicero Holmes over on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and check that out. Just some awesome words from him from last episode of Test Your Might. So
Thank you, sir.
I did a separate video on that. And then we were planning on getting a Christmas movie review out, but just some things happened. A couple of us got sick, some family stuff. So
Fudge.
so we're gonna get that review out to you sometime in December. So take a look at that when it comes out. All right, gentlemen, question of the week: Getting to Know Us series. What is your fallback game? Something that you go back to when you don't want to stress about something new. What's your comfort food in the video game industry? Justin, this was your suggestion for question of the week, so I'm going to go your way first.
Simple and sweet. Minecraft. That's it. You know, you just get in a brand new world, you load up something new, play it on easy or normal, and survive. Just have a little chill time. You know, build something new, creative, let your mind wander, and relax. It's not too stressful that it's causing you too much pain throughout, like most games that you could. Yeah. So,
Aren't there
Minecraft
zombies in
for sure.
that game, though?
There are zombies, but most of the mobs that you fight are pretty manageable for the most part. So you shouldn't really have a problem unless you're seeking out very difficult things. Which, if you're just relaxing and want a little palate cleanser, Minecraft is a great pick.
Awesome. Got Minecraft. I had a feeling that was going to be mentioned from you, but Cicero, comfort food.
Oh man,
Pizza Hut, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Inside baseball conversation. So it's
That's not going to be inside baseball. I'm leaving that in the edit.
right.
Betrayal of dominoes over here by Cicero.
Right. Yes. All right. Well, hey, A2 Brute. So the thing about
Where do you work?
Stabbed in the back.
Right. The thing about comfort games for me is that I wind up playing a lot of them all the time, right?
Yeah.
So games that I just kind of go back to are whatever the latest sports game is, the current year sports games, because I know that they're quick. I understand exactly what is happening there. and they're self-contained. So if I don't have a lot of time, if I just want to feel like, hey, I just want to get something in that is interactive, I know I can always go to those. But I wind up playing those all the time, right? And almost to the exclusion of many other things, really. But the game that is my warm blanket, the game that I'm married to, the game that will be in my life forever is Elite Dangerous.
Life.
Yes. Right. Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous is my comfort game. It is gorgeous. They've made some changes that I'm not necessarily the happiest with. However, the game is gorgeous. It's serene. It gives you the ability to do everything and nothing all at the same time. You can get into space battles. You can go and explore. You can just mine. You can just sit around and do, basically whatever you want in just the vastness of space. There's nothing more serene and meditative than just kind of being out there and kind of like listening to nothing. It is really, really great.
As long as it's supported, right?
Yes, right. If you are on a console, if you're on a console, you can still play the game. There are just no more updates. So I mean, the game is there. It's just not going to evolve. And on PC, it will continue to evolve. But I think both experiences are worthy of having, even if the experience on the console isn't going to get any richer.
So for me, I was really thinking about this because I think it was a really good question, Justin. And I was just thinking about throughout my years. It used to be sports games, right? But I don't play sports games at all really anymore. And so I was just kind of thinking about like those times where I was being like in a gaming rut, or I would just be like wanting to get that comfort food, get that stress-free, type of game. And my mind just kind of went back to just Pokemon. Like I think Pokemon, it's therapeutic in a way. The formula is familiar. It is, it's also very good. In some instances, at least with Pokemon, it's also not that hard either. So just Pokemon in general is just one of those just laid back podcasting games like that I just don't have to worry about. Doesn't create any more stress that I already have in my life. So I think Pokemon is my answer. I do have another game that could become this type of game, but I want to get you guys' what you have been playing first before mine. Cicero, go your way first. What have you been playing?
Aforementioned sports titles. They have made their way again into my rotation. Also in my rotation now, as was the case a couple of years ago, is the newest Call of Duty. Right, we just got the update for Warzone 2.0. Not only is Warzone brand new, but they brought in some new modes along with Warzone. There's a mode called DMZ, which is similar but different from the Division's Dark Zone. But similar in the ways that matter, and in the ways that made Dark Zone good and compelling. And DMZ has lots of that, and then some. And one thing that Activision, I've got to say about Activision is they really don't have any shame. That they have borrowed heavily from many games that have come before it. And almost unabashedly so, right? Like, they didn't call DMZ the Dark Zone, Call of Duty's Dark Zone.
Or even like Escape from Tarkov.
Right, right. Or Escape from Tarkov, right, exactly. Like they literally took modes that are, that are like symbolic of certain games and then built it into their own game that's free to play. So that, that's something that they've really got going for them, and it's great. It's great. It really is a lot of fun. You get to play with your friends. You get to do a bunch of different things. And DMZ really adds to the drama of what would be your normal BR, your battle royale. There's lots of stuff that's added into the mix that's really, really cool. So I mean, if you are a fan of shooters, I would definitely recommend downloading Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. It's free to play. I haven't had to spend any money on it, although I spent money on Call of Duty, so it gave me extra stuff in Warzone. But you don't have to spend any money on Warzone in order to enjoy it. So I would recommend going out and playing it. The next game that I've played is a game that I said last week that I would play. And that game is Marvel Snap. I have downloaded Marvel Snap. I am playing Marvel Snap. I have several decks. Yeah, Marvel Snap.
Was that a slip of the tongue?
Yeah, some Marvel Schnapps. I have
He's
several
really going
decks.
out there with that one.
Yes, exactly. I've got several decks. I've got a bunch of awesome cards. I love the animations in it. I'm really hooked on how this game performs and just kind of what the hook is. Mike, I really have to go out and either blame you or thank you for your endorsement of it by saying, look, most of these gacha games, you got to spend money at a certain point, and I've not had to spend a dime, and I've really gotten, a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I see exactly why. I spent money. So, yeah, I spent money. I bought the season pass and got a bunch of Wakanda stuff. I was feeling I'm in a hangover from Black Panther 2, so I went and spent $17 on it. It's definitely the way I look at mobile games is if the game's free to play, I look at the game, I assess it and say, how much would I have paid to actually play this game now that I know what the game is? And whatever that limit is, whatever that limit is. This game I easily would have paid $20 to play. Like if this game was on console, I would have paid $20 for it and had a blast. So
that's the beauty of it too,
right.
is that the season passes seem to be built around, just one card, and that's, in this case, it was Black Panther, and so right. I didn't feel that it was necessary to have Black Panther, and so
right.
I didn't buy it, but I did feel it was necessary to have Miles Morales, which was the last season pass. So I bought it,
Okay.
And so
I bought them both.
I think that. Yeah, well, I mean, sure, but I think what Cicero's point is super valid, because you can. There's not a gacha system in this game that's like requiring you to pay money. Like you could choose when you want to, and you could choose the amount of money you want to spend on the game.
Right. And so I really enjoy the game right now. What I would, now that I've had a chance to play it, I'm really going back to the conversation from Test Your Might last week with Sean about what I would do to improve the game. And the game modes, I still stand by my choice.
Do you understand why you lost?
Of Marvel Snap Go. No, I still stand by that. But what I do,
you should have seen my face when I was listening to that argument.
Well, what I will say though is that one thing that I said, that not known the game, there is a portion of what I said that I think rings true, which is you wind up getting so many cards.
Yeah.
That inevitably there will be tons of cards that you don't use, that you can't see the value in when you're building your decks. I wish that there was a way for them to incentivize you to use more of those cards outside of, hey, build a deck, right? Here's a challenge. Build a deck with this card in it and you'll get bonus points. But like, eventually, I've been playing the game for 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already got more cards than I know what to do with. And, I'm eagerly looking forward to discovering more and new cards and different characters and different abilities. But a lot of the cards that I have, I'm like, how do I build a deck with this group and do, and eventually, like, look, I'm winning 98% of the matches that I'm already playing, so I don't need to build any more, any new decks. So I wish that there was a way for them to incentivize you to start exploring some of the other cards and characters that you have in your decks.
You mean like if we were to have events like Sean suggested, and you would be forced to use those decks of all female or things that can fly?
No. If you were like going outside and you were finding random cards, or you're battling random cards, but you had to use very specific cards in your deck, kind of like my suggestion.
Yeah. Totally. One of the things that I was talking to Sean about, and he even mentioned it last week in Test Your Might, was I'm really interested to see if there's going to be any like viable decks that are like team based. So if you just have like Spider-Man, like
Sure.
You just have a Spider-Man deck, or you just have an Avengers deck, like would it actually compete? And so far, I haven't really seen that yet, because you do need a lot of different cards from different factions to really make it work well. So we'll see. But I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Yeah, really glad. Justin, what have you been playing?
I've also been playing Warzone and DMZ. I like DMZ a lot. I want to give Activision props for creating something that really does hook you and has a really risk-reward type gameplay that is also manageable. It's definitely good. I haven't paid for the game. I did have to download the whole game, so note that you don't have to pay for it,
right?
but you have to download the entire game.
And it's beefy.
Yeah, it's about 110 gigabytes. So get ready for that.
Yikes.
But it's worth it with the DMZ, and I am thinking about buying the game. So it's got me to that point. Now, DMZ is very interesting. It is drop in with a team, 3 people, and do little missions, and then get out, extract before you lose that stuff. Anything you gather and get out of there, you keep. So it's kind of cool. It's definitely risk reward, like I said, and it's interesting to see that played out in a Call of Duty with a very, very short time to kill, and it works pretty well. Other than that, I've been playing Grounded still with my coworker. We are trying to get under the shed now, so we're all the way up at the upper yard. We have done a lot of the game and enjoyed it. We're on tier 3 items and weapons and stuff. We're going through, having fun. Wow. Then I'll move over to the Triple D. My signature area, the Triple D Dusty Discs. I went ahead and picked up Age of Mythology for the PC and started playing that again. That is an RTS back in the day when Age of Empires came out, and I wanted to get back into it. I liked this RTS. It was one of my favorites, and you would summon titans and it would have mythological creatures in it, kind of like that Greek aspect that I love. I'm also Greek, so that's why I love it. And they also announced that they're remaking it or rebooting it next year. This October, they announced that they're bringing it up from the roots and making it more playable nowadays, make it visually better and better gameplay elements to really work with people nowadays. I can't wait for that. So yeah, I played that. Age of Mythology. If you haven't played it, try it out. It's on Steam. And they also remastered it, but it's pretty much the same game. Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Yeah, Age of Mythology Retold is what that's called.
I think it's like, it was announced in October.
Announced in October. Yeah.
Looking forward.
Awesome. And probably go straight into Game Pass. I think Xbox owns it.
Mm-hmm. So. It's made by the same people who made Age of Empires, which they're porting to Xbox, or they're making a designed version for Xbox to work
for Xbox. They announced that a long time ago too.
Yeah.
Next year.
Right. Yeah.
They gave an update.
Next year, they'll say next year.
They gave an update, so I'm down with updates. Like unlike Fable, they haven't told us anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's scary.
I'm not scared about that.
Oh,
because it's vaporware?
No, I mean,
they just hired a writing.
How many updates do you get? Like, you know,
when was the original cinematic trailer? It was
super
like
far away.
What, 4 years ago? Seems like it anyway.
No, it was 2020.
Right.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
That's a long
Anyway,
time.
I have been playing a Game Pass game that I did not know I would get as like thinking about it as much as I have been.
Okay.
Vampire Survivors.
Interesting.
I've heard great things.
I've also heard good things.
Great things.
I looked at the
Justin,
screenshots and I was not interested though.
No, this is what I meant about a game that could be comfort food. You are a you know, basically a D&D character, right? You could choose a wizard, you could choose a warrior that has a whip, you could choose you could choose a zombie, I believe. I haven't unlocked the character yet, but you could choose like a skeleton or a zombie that throws a bone, and I believe it's like a boomerang or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you literally just have to move. You just move.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the game, you are automatically attacking. You don't have to press any other buttons, and you just attack the enemies around you, and they drop runes. They drop upgrades, experience points, and every time you level up, you gain something, and that something is you building out your character to survive as long as possible within this map.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so fun. The fact that you can build out a character to last like last run I lasted like 67 levels. And each of the levels I was getting more powerful and stuff. So like when you get the experience and you grow a level, you can, you know, sometimes it gives you a new ability that you could have, like a new weapon or like a new power up, or it gives you an option to upgrade something that you already have. And so I just love it. You literally just have to move around and just build out your character. And again, like I was saying, it's just one of those games. It's like a perfect podcast game. It's just like chilling and relaxing. And what's cool about it too is that it's not necessarily a story, but there are different maps. There's different levels, and you can, you know, you could grind for unlocks, and it's just really, really fun. I highly recommend it. It's like less than a gigabyte, I think. Like, download it. It's so good. Yay, Test Your Might is finally talking about a new game. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I have been playing Pokemon Violet. And I want you guys to know that this Pokemon game is essentially the Pokemon game I have desired my whole entire life.
Wow. Really?
It's open world, no random encounters. You don't even have to battle trainers on the road. You actually have to walk to them and encounter them, ask them to battle. So like there's no like you can go anywhere. You can literally do anything you want. And this is probably the first Pokemon game that has ever made me interested in fulfilling the Pokédex, like catching them all within the game, because the Pokemon are all wild. There's no random encounters. You could see the Pokemon, you could run up to the Pokemon, and you can battle it. Like you could choose to battle it and everything, and it has a decent story so far. Like I'm kidding, I kid you not. This is the greatest Pokemon game potentially I've ever played.
Really?
Wow.
But it's
Have
also
you,
the worst. But it's
yeah.
also the worst Pokemon I've ever played.
There it is. I was waiting for it.
This game runs at a brisk 15 FPS. It is so technically
Worse than Gotham
bad.
Knights. What?
Yeah, this game. It's so buggy. It's so bad. Like shadows just pop in and out. There was one time I went to go throw a Pokeball to catch a Pokemon and my character was completely missing. So this Pokeball just came out from nowhere.
Well, that's how you catch Pokemon. You catch them by surprise.
I know.
You have no idea you're coming.
It is like you're running at probably like 20 frames per second, just like when you're on your bicycle. What's cool is that your bicycle is the legendary Pokemon, actually. So that's kind of cool that you get your legendary right at the start. You can battle with the legendary, but there's a story behind that. I haven't uncovered that story.
Paroling all of the Pokemon universe.
Yeah,
on your bicycle.
Mm-hmm. And there's 3 separate paths that you could do. You can, I'm paroling. You can do the Victory Road, which is normal. You could battle the 8 gyms. You could do this Titan thing where you're battling like huge Pokemon and stuff like that. So yeah, it is the greatest Pokemon game I think I will ever play, but it's also one of the worst because it is so technically bad. That's a thing. Like, I don't know if the Switch hardware is really a good argument because Breath of the Wild runs on this thing, and it's one of the best looking and performing games.
And how long ago did it come out?
In the past, like 6 years. So, I just don't understand. It's got to be something with Game Freak's engine, but yeah, it's kind of funny. I haven't experienced any crashes, but so far, this has been the best Pokemon game I will probably ever play. So,
wow. So the best Pokemon game you have ever played is a buggy mess.
It is terrible.
The best Pokemon game I've ever played is horrible.
That just shows you that if a game runs like Dookie, it can still be good based on story and experience alone.
Well, yeah, I mean it truly can.
Well, is that because the story is good enough, or is it because you've got enough history and they're finally giving you the version of this game that they've been selling to you?
Here's the thing
for
though,
30 years almost.
From what I can tell from people that I've seen on the internet who have gotten a lot farther than me, it's a mixture of both. Like this is the Pokemon game that people have been wanting for years, Pokemon fans, but it also has a sort of compelling story for a kid's game. Pokemon is a kid's game, right? And it has a sort of compelling story that I've heard of. And it just does so many things with the Pokemon formula that really work. So what is the likelihood that it will get patched and some of those issues? It's Nintendo. I have no faith in that whatsoever.
Okay.
So I'm looking like, oh no.
Okay.
So I mean, I think they did announce that they were going to work on a patch to fix some things, but outside of that, I don't think so. But regardless, here's the thing. Like, despite all its bugginess, I still think it is worth playing. I think I'm going to say this, even though I've caveated with all the bugginess. Right. I think that this is the definitive Pokemon experience, even with the bugginess.
I would like to agree.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, Cicero. I know what I am saying, but it's true. It's so weird. It's so weird.
I think what you're trying to say is this is a good foundation, and they can see that. They can see that this is what Pokemon fans and the nostalgia. This is what we wanted. This is a good growing point. So we know this is where you should start. They did a great job with that. But the next game and the next iteration, they can grow and make it better, and then it will be the definitive Pokemon.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what blessing from Kind of Funny said. He said that this would be a 5 out of 5. It would be a masterpiece if it did not have the technical issues. Like, that's how good the Pokemon game is underneath the technical issues, right? So
what did he give it?
Like Cicero, he gave it a 4 out of 5. He only knocked it down 1 on his scale because it's that good. I know I'm blowing your mind, Cicero, but seriously, like I know it's weird to say, but this is the definitive Pokemon experience. I promise.
This Ford Escort would be the fastest car around if it weren't for its crappy engine.
No, it's the same with DMZ for me. You know, this would be the definitive battle royale mode I would play all the time, and I'm glad that it says beta after it, so I know that they're going to grow from it. That is what it is.
But yeah, and to that point, right? And you know, having not played a Pokemon game in a generation, all right. But I'll say to that point, the DMZ without the beta, you'd still, like, if I asked you, Justin, oh, what's your, like, if there are, you know, any issues, there is an issue right now with Warzone where people are disappearing. There's some kind of weird glitch where people just aren't appearing on certain people's things. But like, if I asked you, what is your confidence that Activision is going to patch that? You'd be like, oh, they're going to get to it eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I have more faith in those things getting patched than I do in the Madden season getting patched so that I can actually draft. I still haven't finished my season, right? Because I'm afraid to draft. And and the game's been out since August. I've only gone through, we're in our second season of our franchise because I don't want to get to the draft because I don't want to go through those problems again. And I have faith that they're going to fix it eventually. But, like, you know, I mean, Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and people are going to be watching football. I won't be able to draft,
Cicero,
right? Because the patch still won't be out.
You shouldn't be afraid of giraffes. They're very docile and friendly creatures. There's no hostility with giraffes.
All right,
until they have a gun. Until they have a gun. But the point that I'm making, right? The point that I'm making is that here you are saying that here's a Pokemon game that you have no faith is going to be patched, but it's still good enough.
But I still love it.
Right, it's still good enough. Hey, you know, everybody loves an ugly baby.
It's crazy.
The parents love their ugly babies.
I mean, it's crazy.
Right. So that is.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
It's wild.
It really
it's the weirdest.
It
It is sort of the weirdest thing. Like, I totally understand that, but I'm gonna patch this episode because it's time for Test Your Might. So let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna introduce something here today.
Oh, geez.
And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Mom's spaghetti. So our first topic here. Dead Island 2 got delayed again. This time, only 12 weeks though. What feature needs to be implemented to the game to get people to even care?
I just want to say something really quick here. That's rude because I care. I've cared for a very long time, and I'm excited for Dead Rising 2. Dead Island 2.
So you don't care enough. You don't care enough.
No.
Okay,
definitely Dead Island is going to be good. So that's rude for all the people that do love.
Okay,
Dead Island.
well, I mean, okay, but do people care? They might love it, but do they care?
I do.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a number between 1 and 10.
7.
All right, so you're choosing 7. What was it? What do you got, Cicero?
Between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
3.
I didn't even wait to hear the range. Bullet Train 7.
Right.
All right, it was 4. So Cicero, you get to go first here. Now, I'm implementing this new thing. It's called a surprise quick attack.
Okay.
So the person who leads the debate, in this case, it's going to be you. So you get to decide who goes first. You also get to decide if it's going to be a quick attack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you get to make that a quick attack
Yes,
choice.
you do.
on any of the
By
debates.
choice. On any of the debates. But you got to win the debate. It's going to be winners out here. You can choose.
So you have to win the previous debate in order to to decide whether or not the next debate will be a quick attack. All right, I will, since we both have learned of this new rule now, I am going to choose to use it right now. No, I'm going to wait and give us both a chance to make it
Activate trap card.
Is it right? Exactly. Snap. Player snapped.
Oh snap!
So is that a one-time thing, or is that a one-time special, or is that something we'll be able to use in?
You double down, or
right. Can we have multiple quick attacks
on the same debate?
I have not talked about the sub rules yet. So just be patient.
All right. Yeah.
Be patient.
Okay, boom. All right, let's go. Mom spaghetti.
I like to read an instruction manual before playing a game. That's why Tunic bothered me so much.
Tunic was great. That's my game of the year so far.
Whoa.
One of them. All right, Cicero. So, would you like to go first or second on this first debate?
You know what? I'm gonna go first. So I think the thing that they need to implement, and this is gonna be a weird one, but I think what they need to implement is the ability to build your own island, and give players the chance to build islands that their friends can play on. So almost like a Dead Island Maker, right? Where you can have zombies, you can create different hordes, and in the same way that Mario Maker does things the way that it does, before you unleash your world onto the internet, you'll have to actually successfully complete a percentage of it. It doesn't even have to be, you don't have to complete it completely, right? Like it doesn't have to be beatable, but it has to be accomplished enough to make people feel like they can beat it.
Jeez.
Okay. Adding a island creator, Justin.
Wow. That's intense. Awesome. I have something a little bit more toned down from that, but still would change, and disregarding the fact that people don't care, because I know they do, would make them care more, which I would have put in there. This is something, it was announced, right? The Alexa voice command to taunt zombies, adding into the game. This was something that was already announced for the game, right? You're able to use your voice through Alexa to taunt zombies. Awesome. Cool. This is a great RPG as well. If you didn't know, building your characters and going through. There's supposed to be like 5 or 6 characters regardless. We've seen one of them so far. Show me more. But this is advanced voice recognition with Alexa. This is going to allow you to do something that has been featured in games previously, but was kind of a nod and it kind of fell off. This is throughout the RPG elements, throughout the conversations you have with other characters, as well as the zombies, you are able to talk the voice dialogue. But not only the voice dialogue, you are able to create your own dialogue and have answers given to you by these AIs throughout your voice. This is using Alexa and AI technology to allow you to immerse yourself into the character first person and ask questions, ask for help, talk your own voice, and it recognize what you are saying, both tone and context. So crazy, but it just might work.
Cicero.
Let me do this first. Alexa, volume 1. So that way, everyone's Alexa that is currently listening doesn't have to worry about it going berserk right now. So unless, of course, you were listening to this podcast on your Amazon device, and to which I say I'm sorry, you can turn your volume back up. So the beauty of what you're saying just is great conceptually, right? Like, hey, let's use a smart assistant. It knows how to talk and it knows how to talk back, and we can do these things and we can integrate. All of those things sound great in conceptually. The implementation of those things have been sloppy at best, right? If I'm being generous, it is sloppy, right? There was a time when you were supposed to be able to control your Xbox with your Amazon device. Mm-hmm. I still, on occasion, use it to turn it on, because it turns on the Xbox, and it also turns on my TV, and it does all this stuff. So that's great. But then you were also supposed to be able to send people messages through your Xbox via using your Amazon device, and it was supposed to be able to smartly know who it is that you're speaking about and do all the things that need to be done so that you can continue just gaming. And that almost never worked. It only worked on the stage. I've never seen it work in practice. If it was going to work in practice anywhere, it would have worked in this house, because I've got every square inch of this home can be answered by that device, by an Amazon device, every square inch. So if there was a place where it was going to, not only every square inch, but also my vehicle has Amazon Auto. So if there was a place where that Amazon family of devices and doing that stuff would work, if there is a person that would have tried those things to see if they would work, this is the household, and I am the person, and I am telling you that stuff didn't work. So while conceptually it was great, the practice, putting it into practice has not worked. What has worked in the past, though, has been allowing people to create worlds, allowing people to use their imagination to take something that was already in a game and then create something that was like that game, but similar, but their own little spin, their own little spice on that particular game. And to that point, your comfort game, Duck, is Minecraft, a game where you do exactly that. That is why Dead Island 2, off delayed as it is, should delay it delay it a little bit longer, so that they could create something that will allow their players to create their own versions of the zombie island apocalypse.
All right.
I can confirm all of the Alexa devices at Cicero's. Justin,
let me start off with Alexa, play Hoodoo Your Voodoo. Now, Dead Island. Yeah, I love Dead Rising too. Both these games were great zombie games. Dead Island is about the character progression. It is about being immersed in that world. Not the world you create, the world that they created for you. It's about the step-by-step process of going through that world, killing zombie to interacting with, computer-generated characters, and also player characters if there's multiplayer. Voice tech has been only getting better. If you look at your phone, text to speech or speech to text. You've got your Amazon Fire Cube TV thing. You can just click a button on any of your remote controls for cable and say what you want to watch, and it'll change the channel. It is not a far stretch for them to implicate it into allowing you to interact with characters in that game. And that would also, like the question asked, get people's eyes back on this game and make them excited about it or more excited about it. To show them you can interact with the AI and enjoy the immersion level that you're creating by talking to them and treating them as real people and them responding to you in the process. That would bring people's eyes way, way more into this game than a world editor. To create a world, sure, fun. You're going to feel like it's not as full as the character's world that they created for you. The depth that they bring to Dead Island is deep. And the depth that they have in that world already is deep enough. You don't need to create a world just to have the same experiences in that one, when you can do it in the depth of the world that they already created for you. So adding more depth with voice recognition would bring way more people into the game than a world editor.
Okay, Justin's adding a lot of depth. So Cicero, you got one sentence.
Okay.
Use it as you will.
Oh, okay. Well, Duck says bring a lot of depth. I'll say that Mario Maker brings tons of depth to the Mario world. We'll be able to do the same thing here. Those are commas.
And I didn't say any stipulations on commas.
Okay.
Justin, one sentence.
What I can say about voice recognition is only that it is improving, and it will be implicated to a maximum potential here in this game, bringing more eyes to it.
All right. That is called. I'm giving this to Justin because he. What?
It's so outlandish, it just might work.
It just might
Voodoo
work.
your voodoo. Beep.
What?
I think that Cicero's idea is better, but I think that Justin got the spirit of the question a little bit more to bring people's eyes back onto the game. So that's kind of why
More on
I'm giving
the game,
it to him.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll let the people decide. People know. People know.
Trust me, I've sat in their seat, so they can decide if they want. Justin, Goat Simulator 3 is another success in the franchise. What is another animal that would fit in the formula? Would you like to surprise Quick Attack this?
Yeah.
Is that a surprise? If you
It's
ask it beforehand.
It's a working title.
Surprise, quick attack.
Right.
You
It's a
triggered my
working
quick
title,
attack.
Okay.
Right.
I would like to activate
Snap.
my special power of said quick attack. Surprise.
It's a working title, guys. Okay. Okay. This listeners, a Quick Attack is you have 1 minute for your opening argument, and then you will have 30 seconds for a rebuttal, and then another 30 seconds for closing arguments. So, Justin, would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go second on this one.
Okay. Again, Cicero, the question is, what is another animal that would fit in the Goat Simulator formula? You have a minute. That clock starts when you start talking.
The answer is obvious. You need something that is full of chaos, something that is whimsical, but also like beautiful in a weird way. But something it's believable that it can create damage and the chaos necessary to be like a goat simulator. So I say that Goat Simulator 6, the sequel to Goat Simulator 3, will be Rhino Simulator. Rhino Simulator, that is Goat Simulator 6, the sequel to Goat Simulator 3. How much time do I have left? 13 seconds to tell you that we'll ram right through you if you don't believe in us.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Time. All right. Justin, you have a minute. That clock starts when you start talking.
Now, what does Goat Simulator do correct? 1, mini stories that you can go through, little missions, fun stuff. Environment, having fun with the environment and moving objects, also AI. And also, a character that moves around and also looks funny. A lot of humor goes into Goat Simulator. So I'm thinking, why not bring in the giraffe? The giraffe is by far the best creature or animal to be added into the game or have its own game, Giraffe Simulator. Think of the funny situations that you can have as this giraffe bangs its head on things and walks upstairs and causes chaos like the rhino would. The mobility is where it's at. It's very similar to a goat, but also can look way better doing it. You've got different outfits you can put on with a giant bow tie on top and a tie down here. You've got top hats.
Nope, time. Top hats
Top
is
hats.
nixed from the record.
Dang, that was the best part.
Yep. Still not as fast as a bandicoot. Anyway, Cicero, you have 30 seconds for a rebuttal. Your clock starts when I get the clock to 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then when you start talking. Okay, I'm good.
All right. Well, the Rhino rams. The Rhino is also hilarious because it seems like it's impenetrable, and then you can put it in water. You can do water shenanigans. There are all sorts of missions that you can do with the Rhino, and then wait until you get to see the mermaids. It's all about the mermaids with the rhinos. Rhinos and mermaids together. Everything is beautiful at that point. Chaos ensues, multiplayer madness.
Time. Justin, you have a rebuttal.
As funny as a rhino would look, there's a lot of complications with rhinos. Rhinos can't jump. Getting stuck in Goat Simulator because it's very buggy, always. But that's what the humor is, right? But you can get out of it as a goat or a giraffe. You're getting stuck and you can't jump. Number 2, they can't swim, Cicero. You said put them in water. Rhinos do not swim. They sink. There's no swimming there. They can't even walk backwards very well. How are you supposed to get out of sticky situations without destroying everything?
Time. Cicero, your
Yes.
closing arguments. You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, rhinos can't swim, they sink. That is why the mermaid gives them a mask so they can breathe underwater. That's great. They can't walk backwards. Yes, they have to bust through everything and destroy it. It's chaos. It is rhino time. Let's go rhino time.
We got a rare Hulk Hogan. All right, I'm calling it time. Justin, you got 30 seconds for closing arguments.
Let's talk about the customizing a giraffe. Let's get off the rhinos for a bit and the mermaids. We're going over to suits, ties, top hats, pipes. You've got so many different options for decorating your character, making it unique while you complete missions instead of just destroying everything. You've got many different options to customize it to immerse yourself in that game as a Goat Simulator 4.0. I think it would be way better to have a giraffe over the destruction element of just destroying a map.
Time. Destroying a map. Nixed from the record.
You called it early.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
All right, here is the secondary twist to our surprise quick attack. So, surprise secondary twist. Cicero,
Surprise.
as the loser out,
Right.
you get an extra sentence in this argument
Oh.
to
Please.
persuade me about your own argument or to persuade me
All right.
in destruction of his, in rhino destruction.
Dissuade you from Justin's argument?
Yes.
So my extra sentence is this. All of the customizable stuff that Justin talked about, we can do with rhinos, but it's hilarious because rhinos are so big and destructive. Watching them do things that should be delicate makes it even more hilarious.
Okay.
Good sentence.
All right.
I like that one.
It was a good sentence. And I'm sort of hung on that word, a rhino doing a delicate task. Cicero, Justin still got you on this one, man.
You gotta be kidding me.
Indubitably.
Sorry for everybody's ears. This game isn't fixed. 'Cause I'm reacting. I cannot believe that I've lost twice. This is unbelievable.
Alexa, purchase Lord of Winklebottom the third.
Man, the shenanigans that I think a giraffe can get into way more than a rhino.
Stick with the missions. Like, you got missions and
think-
stuff that's just not destruction. But
have-
that last sentence was making me think. That was
Are there
good.
mermaids in Goat Simulator? Like, is
No,
that,
not yet.
no.
So you're adding mermaids
Goat
and
Simulator
rhinos.
6. Right. Goat Simulator 6 will have mermaids and rhinos.
Oh man, Justin has just gotten you on these past two. So,
I call to the people. I call for the people to vindicate
So,
me.
add the more details. I want the extra rules to the quick attack. Do I get another one?
no, you can only use one quick attack.
okay.
It's like
There's
a
no doubling
challenge.
down here, huh?
Yep.
Right,
So
it's like
so if Cicero
Coach's
wins
challenge.
this next debate, he could choose if the blind fight's going to be a quick attack.
He will.
Okay.
All right.
He will.
You never know. Justin, you are our winner of the last debate, so you get to choose if you want to go first or second. Fable co-creator says that he ripped off the scope of Devil May Cry. Create a new game in an already established franchise and have it rip off another video game.
Yeah, I want Cicero to do this one. I want to see what he's got brewing over there. I want him to take the lead as a rhino, come out swinging. 2 down, Cicero. Get this. Come on
Right,
now.
I'm gonna come out swinging with my rhino.
Probably because you ate the Pizza Hut instead of Domino's. I got you. Keep going.
So Cicero, create a new game in an already established franchise that, takes a lot of scope and, design from another franchise.
So, the franchise will be Siphon Filter. This is an old PlayStation. This was an old PlayStation franchise that was a third-person, over-the-shoulder action espionage game.
Missed that game.
Well, maybe not necessarily action espionage, but action kind of. You were like a spy or something.
Yeah.
To that effect. But now what I want them to do is turn it into a Hitman game. So it will be more open world, and it'll still be third person. It can be first person, but it'll still be in that way, but it'll be closer. It'll be more intimate. And in those ways, you'll be able to see the action even stronger. It'll become a more immersive experience.
Okay. Siphon Filter turned into an Hitman experience. Justin, what do you got?
I would love to see another Siphon Filter. I'm just saying. Regardless to if it was good or not, I was a fan. I'm going to read you my prologue because I typed it up for my game.
Oh, wow.
Walk in the footsteps of Clark in this incredible first-person retelling of the story of Superman from Crash to outfacing underwear. Become the red-blue blur in I Am Clark Kent. Taking Superman, the franchise that we know and kind of sucked recently, and mixing him with I Am Jesus Christ, the game that is currently on Steam. This is creating a game where you walk in the footsteps of Clark Kent growing up in Smallville, learning his abilities as you go. And I feel like taking it slow before he ever was the red blue blur is the best option for giving you a Superman game that you will love.
Okay, Cicero.
That was pretty cool.
Unique.
But I mean, you know what's cooler is taking a franchise that was beloved, and that just kind of disappeared, right? Like, and bringing it back and making it relevant again, and that is something that we can do when we mix this chocolate with peanut butter with Siphon Filter and Hitman. So now we'll be able to go in, we'll get missions, there'll be HVTs, there'll be all of these different things that you can, that you'll have, information that you'll have at your disposal before you attack a mission, but then you'll have the ability to go and attack the mission in multiple different ways. You could go in guns blazing, or you can go in a la Hitman style. Assume the role of some low level goon that allows you to make your way through a particular place so that you can take out the HVT or find that bit of information that you need to extract before you need to get out of there. And there is a chance that your cover could be blown. If someone calls to check in on Johnson and you're Johnson, but you didn't use the right call sign or whatever it is, then your cover could be blown. But that's information that you can get as you're making your way through each particular mission. There's so many different things that they can do that will add to the flavor that is Siphon Filter. But then if, all hell breaks loose, you're pretty good in a fight. So, like, all of those things can happen as a result of playing Hitman Siphon Filter.
Go ahead.
I see that. Now, like I said, I've stated Siphon Filter was a good game for its time. I enjoyed it. I have fond memories of it because it had some good moments. It had some good games. You know what didn't have good games? Superman. A franchise that has been around for much longer than Siphon Filter and still hasn't gotten its due in a very good video game. So taking this slow in I Am Clark Kent, walking in first person as Superman himself, as the Man of Steel, and learning his abilities just like the way that I Am Jesus Christ has done, and starting off by gaining people's trust and earning their love, and then working through Smallville to solve small crimes with your powers and also help the community, is the best way to get the light shined back on the Man of Steel. Just like the sun overhead giving him his powers, this game could do that for him in the video game world. Giving players the option to play as him in the first person with his powers building up over time and learning who he was and what he did in Smallville before he ever was what we've come to know him as. Video games are great, and that's what they do. They give you that immersion level into pop culture. And that's what Superman needs for a video game. They don't need to play as the guy that we all know and have a crappy game like it's always been. Some franchises need to be done slow. And I think that's the only way to do Superman correct. Take away his powers, let him start from scratch, from crashing on Earth from Krypton all the way to when he becomes what we know him as. That's the only way to do it right. Siphon Filter has been done and had great moments. It died for a reason. It didn't keep up with the times. Sure, a Hitman game might be good, but that's changing the formula of what people love. And I don't think that's what Superman would do. I Am Clark Kent would embody that and keep people that are fans in the front seat. Siphon Filter would change to a Hitman game, and people would be like, that's not what I remember it being. Sure, it's a cool Siphon Filter game, but it's not what we love about Siphon Filter. And Superman would embody that and keep it strong.
Cicero, you got 2 sentences. 1 to build, 1 to bash.
One to build, 1 to bash. So thanks, Justin, for saying exactly what I'm trying to do, which is create a really cool Siphon Filter game. So that is what we're going to accomplish with Siphon Filter meets Hitman. 1 to bash. A Superman game where you're getting the powers piecemeal to you is going to hold your hand. And one of the reasons that you love Superman is because he's Superman, not because you're discovering his powers. And that will limit the player's ability to really feel like Superman.
Little run on, but I'm cool with it. I'll allow it. Justin, you got 1 to build, 1 to bash.
Like I said in the opening argument, this is a storytelling experience that will grow the character as Superman, gaining abilities as he goes. learning the character and growing with him before he was the Red Blue Blur. And to Bash. Like I said as well, this would fundamentally change Siphon Filter and what we've grown to love, the memory of it, and that would ruin our experience coming forward or going forward.
Justin, I think you've come up with a really cool concept for Superman and the way
I think it would do better than I Am Jesus Christ as well, unfortunately.
I mean, I do think that it's potentially a good option for, a Superman game. But Cicero's got you on this one. I think that it works a little bit better for the for the question at hand. So, all right.
What?
You won that one, Cicero.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You would have said it's a shutout.
Right.
And you're not able to draft. You better calm down.
Right.
Okay, Cicero. Blind fight.
Quick attack.
You gonna make it a quick attack?
Jeez.
Let's go.
Do you want to hear the question before?
Let's go.
No.
Okay.
No. Let's go.
He is saying, I am Cicero Holmes.
All right, so we got a quick attack here, which means that Justin was the loser out, so you will get an extra sentence in this. Mm-hmm. Now, I have been watching, despite me not really having any desire to play it, I've been watching a lot of Warzone 2.0. Watching Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tam Man, Courage JD, all that. A lot of fun. And probably one of the best things that I think they implemented is proximity chat. Now, I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen Tim the Tam Man being played with Ninja, and and Ninja bet Tim the Tap Man that he wouldn't get out of a 1v4 situation, and he bet him $30,000. And Tim the Tap Man used proximity chat to convince the 4 people that he was playing against to let him be. And he did. Also, seen some antics with Dr. Disrespect and all that with proximity chat. It's super fun. And so, inspired by an article that I saw the other day, or I think it was today actually, where there is a guy who is using proximity chat to become a taxi driver for people within Warzone 2. Your goal is to create a proximity chat story, a proximity chat mission that you should try to complete in Warzone 2.0. That is your goal. What proximity chat antics would be the funniest? What story would be the best? What do you got, Cicero? This is a quick attack. Would you like Justin to go first, or would you
I would like Justin to go first.
I bet you would.
So, Justin, this is a quick attack. You have 1 minute to your opening argument, and the clock starts when you start talking. I was supposed to say the word talking. I could vamp if you need a little time.
I can go because I've already got mine.
I'll go with it. So this is going to be, have I started? Can you start me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the helicopter rescue pilot. Instead of just driving people around, you're going to be hearing out for people calling for help. And then you're going to be dropping your team of 4 on the IO, wherever that situation is happening. So as you're flying in a helicopter, you hear people say, I'm down. You drop and help that team out of that sticky situation and then continue on your way as a medic. You hear people start to call out over years and times this game's been playing, medic! And you see this helicopter come flying in and come and rescue them, hit them out of that situation, and continue on its way. And they say, thank you, as it flies away. I feel like this is going to be a helpful thing to change the gameplay and also add a medic to the game instead of just stim packs and armor plating.
Time. Perfect.
Oh,
Good.
Right. Perfect.
That was a lot of fun. I like that one, Justin. All right, Cicero.
When we were all kids, we were in first and second grade. When your teacher ran out of ideas, or maybe they had maybe partied too much the night before, we would play games in our classroom. One of the games that we play in the classroom is telephone, where one person would say a message, and then by the time we get to the end, that message is completely different. Well, this will be like that. Your job in Warzone will be the messenger. Don't kill the messenger is what you'd say. You dress in white so everyone knows that you're a messenger, and you've got really valuable intel just for the other people that you've got to get it to. And so people may respect the fact that you are a messenger, or they may not. But if you get to the end and you give the message correctly, you get a code for
Time. Justin, you have 30 seconds to rebuttal when I get my timer ready, and it's ready. Clock starts when you start talking.
So you're talking about lining everyone up and having this message disposal across the line of people. Problem with your story, when you're a child and you're playing telephone, which I played, you would whisper that in each other's ears. There are multiple people hearing that proximity in range. Multiple people hearing the correct thing to move it along the line. Instead of that secretive you can't do in Warzone, you're screaming it out to anyone in the vicinity. That would change telephone, and it would almost significantly change the fact that the message...
Nope. Time. Cicero, back on you. 30 seconds of rebuttal.
Well, so the thing is that we all know that this person is doing they're dressed in white. Everyone knows who the messenger is. Anyone who is not the messenger can be shot right away because people respect the fact that it's the messenger. The messenger goes off and he delivers the message. He gets a reward. He gets a code for a stronghold. So when he's not a messenger, he can go out and get great weapons. That incentivizes you to try and be a messenger in the game.
3 seconds.
I love it.
Justin, you have 30 more seconds for rebuttal, building your own argument.
Of course. Everyone's been there. Everyone's gone down as a whole squad, and everyone's asked for help, wondered why it happened, and curious how I could have done something better. This is that helping hand. The medics, loaded in as medics or players, that would make it even better, walking and flying through the world to save people in their time of need would only change the game in a beneficial way. This would be a way that could create moving parties that continue through the game longer and have...
Time.
I love it.
Cicero, go ahead.
I love it. It's strict from the record.
It's not part of it.
Dang.
So one of the great things about DMZ and Warzone is the fact that they've got these strongholds. They've got these places that are above and beyond just the game itself, where there's great loot. Having the facility for allowing players to get that information so that they can do that stuff makes it even more immersive. You'll want to volunteer as a messenger so you can get into strongholds. I love it. I'll buy that for $1 or for free because it's Warzone.
For free because it's Warzone was nixed from the record.
Oh, no.
Justin, you have one more sentence to either sway me or sway me more, because maybe I've already been swayed.
Everyone's been there. Granada! Medic! Save me! And then nothing happens. You die. This would change that.
Okay. Oh man, you guys brought it there. I really enjoyed that argument. Good job for both of you. I'm sending it to Metacritic. I think that the telephone thing is I just thought it was I was just thinking about all the shenanigans that even the messenger can come up with, just like he could be, giving the wrong information even though he was told the right information. I think the shenanigans are too much there, even though I love Justin's pitch too. I'm sending it to Metacritic.
I'll let the people decide on that one.
Yeah, right.
I think I was in character. I think I did everything right, but Metacritic.
No,
sure.
you
All
were,
right.
you were, Justin. It was
Sometimes the story is better than the technical stuff.
It was funny. I had
Even
fun.
if you've got a polished.
Everyone
message.
has been there.
I'm glad you had fun. Had fun. All right. All right. So again, listeners, we go to a Metacritic, and we take a Price is Right rules here. These guys will guess what the Metacritic is of a certain game, and we are going to be doing something that was not part of an argument, but was not the main focus of the argument, but was part of an argument, and we will go with the Hitman trilogy. The Hitman trilogy on Xbox Series X doesn't have a score.
Could I say no score, please?
Yes. Dash.
Oh, you guys are fun.
I love it.
So we'll just go. The Hitman trilogy doesn't have one, but Hitman 3 probably does. So let's do
most
Hitman
likely.
3. Okay, this is the Xbox Series X Metacritic for Hitman 3, and you cannot go over, unless both of you are over. Then whoever is the closest. So do you guys got your numbers?
What is the year that Hitman 3 released on Xbox Series X? Or is this Xbox One X?
This was the Series X. So
Series X?
84. I'm not waiting. 84.
Okay, 84.
What year
Bullet
was it
Train.
released?
2021 on my birthday.
2021. I heard good things. I'm gonna go 86. I'm sorry, Jess.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Justin.
Cicero comes in with the win. 87 is the Metacritic.
I almost
We need a medic. We need a helicopter.
Where's my helicopter?
88. Right. I almost went 88.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
I low-key thought he was going to say that proximity doesn't work from that height. And then I had to
Right.
I had to specifically say they're flying low enough or walking to like eliminate that from the argument. So I was like, damn, they're not going to hear us when they're in the helicopter.
All right, Cicero, you are our winner for tonight.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball
Let's
don't
get
lie.
into the news. Microsoft.
Good job, Cicero.
Yes.
You get
Yeah.
to say something to his fans, right?
Yeah.
I
I just
mean,
did. Ball don't lie.
Yeah, it's already an hour and 15 minutes in, so we got a lot of news to cover. Microsoft was quoted today as being very generous to our dear friends over at Sony as far as the Activision Blizzard deal. Yes, we are talking about it again. Sorry.
What's
for
the
those
Activision
ears
Blizzard
listening.
Right. What?
Some joker predicted a couple months ago, maybe
Years.
a year ago or something. Yeah.
Years.
Anyway, Microsoft, Cicero, do you believe this? Microsoft offered a 10-year deal to Sony for COD to be on the platform. This does come from Windows Central here, written by none other than Jez Corden. He says a new report in the New York Times has given us an update on the ensuing drama between Microsoft and regulators over its $69 billion merger with Activision Blizzard. Quote, Microsoft has been battling with regulators on both sides of the Atlantic to land approval for its mega deal for the creators of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush, and various other major games. And yeah, it has been said that previously it was like a 3-year contract, but potentially it was initially a 10-year licensing deal for it to still be coming on Sony platforms. Cicero, what do you think about this?
You know what? I think that irrespective of how this turns out, this is a win for Sony. because they have managed to win the propaganda war about what about this like unfair advantage that Microsoft would have, or that the Xbox would have if this Microsoft acquisition goes through. And we all know that if Sony was in a position to make this purchase, that there is zero chance that any of these games that were multi-platform would remain multi-platform, right? We all know this, and it's incredible to me that Sony has, or incredible may not necessarily be the right word. Maybe it's admirable to me that Sony has been able to manipulate the powers that be into really, creating a great roadblock for this acquisition to continue. I still think it's going to go through, but all of these things are just making it a little bit more difficult, a couple of more hurdles to leap over.
Justin, thoughts?
Well, let me start off with, I hope Sony PR isn't listening right now. But even if they are, it's a little too late to change their arguments and their tactics right now. I call back to when I first announced or first predicted this would happen.
You announced it.
Yeah. Call of Duty.
It was a Test Your Might exclusive.
Call of Duty was the last thing I listed in the caveat of perks that Microsoft would get from this deal. They got the website and the PC race with Battle.net. They got the entire backlog of Activision and the entire backlog of Blizzard. They get the mobile front. The big money gain is the mobile front. They get King. And Sony isn't even batting an eye at that. All they care about is the bottom dollar and what Call of Duty is going to do for them over the next 10 years. That's all they care about. They don't care about any of the other stuff. That's the big gain from this. The mobile and the PC is huge for Xbox. And that's what they're gaining. They can, bite fingers and yell about this little tiny company called, Call of Duty, or this game called Call of Duty, and how much it's going to lose them if they lose it. That's not what Microsoft bought this company for. They bought it for the whole package. They bought it for everything. And Call of Duty is just a small fraction. The mobile and the computer PC market is where the money's at. And that's why they are going to win this, number one. And Sony doesn't even know what they're fighting for, because that doesn't matter. One little tiny speck of this deal does not matter. I'm done with it. Sony, back down. You got 10 years. Calm down. Microsoft, make the future.
Well, and who even knows if 10 years is the minimum? No. Phil Spencer's been pretty adamant about it still being on a PlayStation as long as there's a PlayStation console.
Exactly, because that's not what Phil cares about. That's not where he's looking for the dollars. He's looking for the dollars to grow and evolve as a company. And that's what a good CEO would do. Implicating, Nintendo doesn't even have Call of Duty. They made Splatoon and they're still second in the league. Are you kidding me? Sony, you have no right. You have so much back catalog to innovate with. SOCOM, you've got SOCOM, you've got Resistance. Bring them back. Do your own thing if you lose Call of Duty. Nintendo's doing it and winning second place.
Any more thoughts, Cicero?
I just think that maybe 10 years seems like a long time, but maybe it's not that long at all. But I just find it funny, right? That's the deal. I think, Duck's right? Give him 10 years, give him 15 years. Who cares? Right? Because that's not the game that Microsoft's playing. The game that Microsoft's playing is, hey, consoles aren't going to matter in 10 years, right? What are you going to be playing on, a PlayStation 7? You're going out and you're getting a PlayStation 7 with a disc and and it's got the things and the da-da. Nah, nobody's going to be doing that, in 2032, 2033, right? Nobody's going to be.
That's when GTA 6 is going to come out. I'm ready.
Right, exactly. When GTA 6 comes out, it won't be on a console. It'll just be streamed to us somewhere, right? So really, what are you gonna be? What is the console? The console at best is going to be a controller, and a dongle, probably not a dongle, just an app on a smart device that you download, and then you pay for a service. and you buy a piece of hardware that is a controller, and that is how you connect to whatever the service is that you're playing on. And so in like 10 years, I don't know that PlayStation will be a factor in that way.
Yeah.
PlayStation software maybe, but not the console.
Yeah.
And if they hold on to that, they'll be there. It'll be them and Nintendo doing that by themselves, and Microsoft will be way beyond that.
Yeah, and it's pretty telling too that Sony has so far declined comment on all of this stuff so far. So we'll see what Sony's true response is to this. Again, I agree with Cicero. I think this goes through, and I also agree with Justin. I think it's about way more than Call of Duty. Like, this is about getting World of Warcraft on a console. This is about World of Warcraft getting bundled into Game Pass. This is about Candy Crush. This is about King, So much more is
just opening those doors for Microsoft that Microsoft wanted. That's why I listed them. And I felt like those are the things you want. Call of Duty is just a perk. That's just the icing on the top of the cake.
A perk that they are still willing to give Sony. So, All right. Xbox November update adds Discord voice chat directly to the menu. So you could legitimately just go to a voice channel. We're in a voice channel right now. We could just do that on our Xbox. Kind of cool. Just
Cicero, have you dabbled with it? I haven't tried it yet.
I have not done it directly from the console. I have done it where the old convoluted way, the old convoluted way of 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So
that was 2 weeks ago,
right? And it worked flawlessly, right? Like once you jump through the couple of hoops, it worked flawlessly. Ironically enough, the game that I would probably be utilizing this the most for is Call of Duty, where there's all this cross-platform stuff. And I'm playing Call of Duty actually on my PlayStation, which, again, ironically enough, Sony announced a deal with Discord a year ago, and they've done absolutely nothing with it, right? So the one place where I should be able to use Discord to communicate with people on Discord PC, I can't. But the place that people that, once the thing came down, there were people saying, oh, look at what Sony's got, look at what PlayStation got, and the Microsoft doesn't. Well, guess what? Xbox does have it, and they don't have any kind of deal with Discord. So I'm still waiting for what the PlayStation Discord,
sort of baffling,
marriage is going to look like, because right now it looks like nothing, because that's what it is.
All right, Justin, you were a Legacy of Kain fan growing up, right?
Yeah. I was a big vampire fan back in the day.
Right? This comes from Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. In its second quarter, this is a quote here, in its second quarter financial results, Embracer Group said it was overwhelmed with the number of responses to the survey it released in October and responded plainly, "We hear you loudly and clearly." And it also says here, quote, "We wanted to gain a community perspective on what players are looking for should we revisit the land of Nosgoth and, of course, our iconic IP, Legacy of Kain." So, are you excited for a Legacy of Kain reboot?
Yeah, obviously. I would be excited for a Soul Reaver reboot, too. Hear me. If you're listening, listen to the fans.
Hear me.
These two franchises we grew up with, we love. Very similar to Siphon Filter, which we talked about earlier. Also, if you're hearing me, StarCraft. Do what you will. Make something. Bring it back. It disappeared.
Right.
Make something. All right, yeah.
Isn't StarCraft
awesome.
Blizzard?
Yeah, it is. And revitalize those old IPs, Phil Spencer. Fans want it for sure. I'm sure even Phil remembers playing StarCraft, because it was a symbol of RTS. It was a symbol of PC gaming, and then it just vanished.
And still is
nothing.
in Korea.
Yeah, it just vanished for most people. Come on now. But yes, Legacy of Kain revitalized. Even if it's a new story, even if it's a reboot, I don't care. make it look good, bring it back, bring the stories back, bring a new fan base, and bring the old fans back. Lots of back.
Indeed. Legacy of Kain, did you ever play it, Cicero?
Very briefly, when I was working at a popular place where you would stop for games, you were able to
Pizza Hut.
I get it.
Yeah, you were able to rent. games.
No. See, that was
a game
Burger
I
King back in the
Right.
day. They had
Wow.
games.
Well, I worked there for a little while,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
You did. I remember
Big
that.
King. Yeah, I did too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I've had all the jobs.
Oh, you've had all of them.
did you work at Pizza Hut? That's the only way I'd forgive you.
Yeah, no, I didn't work. I didn't have, but I worked for a Yum brand, so it was okay. It was different.
Justin, you're funny.
Try.
This grudge Justin's gonna hold. Okay. All right. That is our news for today. Some things that we just skipped over. Streets of Rage series is on the way from
Can't wait.
Lionsgate.
It's gonna be awesome.
Bayonetta 4 seemingly announced on Twitter as well. So some brand new news coming at you.
I do want to say
All right,
Streets of
gentlemen.
Rage better be R-rated. It has to be. Adult film.
I'm sure it will.
It has to. If it's not, it's going to take some of the luster away, for sure. For me, anyway. Okay.
All right, that was our news. Let's get on to the leaderboard. Top 5 Black Friday deals. We're giving you guys this 2 days before Black Friday. So what would we recommend to you to buy? And here's the thing, guys. I'm switching it up here. We're gonna go top 6, and we're each gonna get 2 must-haves, so that we get all the deals to everybody.
All right.
All right.
All right, Justin, what are your top 3?
Well, I read this as of all time. So one of my options, mostly 2 of my options, are not available no longer. Because we normally do leaderboards of all time. So I read it as that. Number 1, if you didn't know, little known fact, before I was working at Domino's and pizzerias, not listing Pizza Hut, I worked at Blockbuster Video. And we had a going out of business sale right before Thanksgiving, before our store closed permanently. I was the manager there, and it was almost 70 to 80% off everything.
Wow.
Movies, games, art, everything.
The shelves.
The shelves.
Posters.
One of the best Black Friday sales, because we even labeled it as a Black Friday sale, even though it was a little early, I have ever been to. Imagine walking into a store and being like, oh, they have all these games, and they're like $5 or less.
I still remember when it closed down and you got all those movies and you got the shelves.
Yep.
I remember
my own
your house was
Blockbuster
lined.
section. Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 2 in 2016, Rock Band 4 Band in the Box bundle went on sale for $149 at Target, normally listed at $250, and I definitely picked it up on Black Friday for that from Target. And my third one, just for Cicero, because he won, I need to let the fans know that if you head over to Amazon currently, you are able to get the Tushy Basic 2.0 for $55, which is 20% off. Not the 3.0, sorry, the 2.0. That would be a bidet toilet seat attachment over on Amazon right now for $55. Normally $70. Cicero would be proud. Go check it out. Your life will be changed. Try it out.
He's excited.
The Tushy Basic 2.0. If you hit 3.0, it's going to be over 100. That's not the one on sale for Black Friday. The 2.0 is the one. Look for the big 2.0 over on Amazon. And you can do that right now. You don't even have to wait. Like those Black Friday sales that keep going. Yep, there it is. Just for your Tushy.
That's hilarious. Cicero, your top 3.
All right. So I went a different route. I went. You are building a gaming room for yourself.
I like it.
And you need to build this gaming room. You're an adult. You've finally, you've got a job, and you've got space in your place to make a dedicated gaming room. So the first thing that you're gonna want to get is a C2 OLED TV. 55-inch is currently on sale for I think it's $12.99. It may actually be cheaper than that. But yeah, the 55-inch is
55's not big enough.
$12.99, down from for 16 down from $1,700. If 55 is too big, now
no, not big
I
enough.
agree that
Not big enough.
yeah, I agree that for me it's not big enough. But if you're just building your first gaming room,
Yeah, that makes sense.
right now, and you're just starting out, then maybe 55 inches is big enough. Maybe it's too big for the room that you're going to be in. You've got just a little bit of space. So
I feel you
what
there.
you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to downgrade to the 42-inch, which is $900 now. And so like, but here's the thing: once you go OLED, that is it. You're in with OLED.
Mm-hmm.
It
Can't
looks
go back.
incredible. It is the way to play all of your games, and you can use your 42-inch OLED as a monitor as well. So you could do PC and gaming, and console gaming on that 42-inch. The other thing that you're going to need is some headphones. So you can get right now on Amazon these Logitech headphones that normally retail for $80 for $30, and they're wireless. They're Bluetooth compatible for PC and for PlayStation. Xbox, you can use a 3.5mm jack, so they'd be wireless that way.
Okay.
But this is something that will allow you to both play a game and answer a phone call at the same time. So you can do both of those things, and they're $30. I mean, you can't beat that. The third thing that I am going to give to you guys is.
Did I steal your bidet?
No. You didn't steal my bidet. I was
His bidet's back
going
there.
between I was going between two different things. Well, what do you guys want? Do you guys want games, or do you want more accessories for your gaming room?
No, you're building the room. You don't got no games in there. Do you have a system
so
or something?
if you're building a room, then the last thing you want is some LEDs from Govee. You can get.
I've been wanting some Govies.
Right. So you can get. They've got hex lights. They've got the lights that go on top of the TV that are reflective lights. All of those are on sale. All of these things that I talked about, you can find on Amazon today.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to their individual
And they're on sale
stores,
too.
and they're on sale. They're all on sale. Great deals.
Okay, so one of my favorite movies in recent memory, The Batman, is on sale in 4K for $9.99. You get a
Best Buy
digital
or
code
Walmart?
with it. It's Amazon.
Oh, it's Amazon. Wow.
Well, I think it's everywhere. To be honest. So, yeah, The Batman. Definitely get it. So I've been wanting this Lego set for a long time, and it is on sale.
Is it the Friends or the Home Alone?
It is Optimus Prime.
Oh.
Ah.
Wow.
Optimus Prime is on sale.
transform?
It's $180 originally, on sale for $145. And Lego sets don't normally go down more than 20%. So
$144.99.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So
Any count.
definitely take a look at that. And this wouldn't be a proper episode of Test Your Might if we were not promoting the Xbox Series S and Game Pass. So the Xbox Series S is down to $239.99 at most retailers, and it comes with a month of Game Pass. So can't beat it.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
All right, Justin, your weird and wacky Black Friday deals, which ones are your must-haves?
I'm going to have to go with the Rock Band.
Band, for sure.
And the life-changing one for me which would probably be the Tushy Basic 2.0.
Tushy? Okay. All right. Tushy Basic.
That's the only one that's current that people can get if they would. No, it's the 2.0 though, not the basic.
I know. I'm just
okay.
Nobody sees this, Doc.
Just making sure. Gotta be in the details. Devil's in the details right there.
Yeah, the foundation to any good gaming room is a TV. You gotta get yourself an OLED.
Mm-hmm.
LG C2, probably the best TV on the market. So,
and then, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Govee lights, because it's two E's, but nobody sees this. Yeah, it's kind of life changing, right? And it goes beyond gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when you get those lights, the level of immersion that you add to your viewing is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going with the Batman. I think the Batman is a must-have, must-watch. Yeah, my favorite movie of this year and potentially one of my favorite movies of all time. So,
wow.
All right, and I'm going Xbox Series S. I would say spring for the Series X, but if you are just looking for a nice little console for your family that also comes with hundreds of games with a Game Pass subscription, I think the Series S is a must-have.
There's been a lot of Series S slander I've seen online recently with talking about the fidelity that newer games are being able are displaying on the console. And yeah, I don't know where that comes from. The console, like you said, is at $240.
Yeah.
You can play current gen games.
Yeah.
Of course, the fidelity is not going to be, the best, but it'll be good enough. And on top of that, you can stream a lot of your games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a great media device if you don't have a smart TV.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So Rock Band, Tushy Basic 2.0, LG C2, Govee Lights, the Batman, and Xbox Series S. Those are our top Black Friday deals, except Rock Band, because that was from 2016. So anyway, Justin, thanks for bringing that funny and awesome twist to my question, because that's definitely what I wasn't going for, but
You're
brings
welcome.
back a lot of memories. So, all right. This has
You
been
got
Test
through
Your
it
Might
just
97.
fine. You didn't need a medic.
No, yeah, I didn't. I didn't. My proximity chat was off anyway, so.
You didn't get the message.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, you can follow us at What the Fun Pod on YouTube. You can subscribe there as well as Twitter and Facebook. Go ahead and connect with us there. Let us know what you thought of today's episode. As always, my name is Mike. That's Cicero. That is Justin. This has been Test Your Might. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.